if you've got a battery or thinking about buying one, uh, this is a bit of a story about how batteries go from Australian mines in WA to your front doorstep, and some things that you may not know about what's inside your batteries and what brands and the real differences behind them. You've probably heard of the three biggest manufacturers. They are primarily in China. So CATL, the biggest lithium cell manufacturer in the world, they make pretty much all different types of cells, and they make Tesla megapacks to the BMW EVs here in Australia. Find CATL cells in companies like SunGrow, Alpha ESS, SAJ, Redback, and Delta batteries as well. So CATL are known for their mass manufacture and production of batteries, but remember CATL also makes cells for both premium and budget companies as well. So it all depends on the sticker and label on the outside as well, because a lot of these manufacturers will take the cells and put them into their own BMS, into their own casing or batteries for and then pair them with their own inverters. The secondary large manufacturer is BYD. They're a little bit different because they're vertically integrated. BYD is the second manufacturer. Now, these guys are vertically integrated. They make their own lithium, their own cells, they do everything themselves, and even their own EVs as well. So they're now massive here in Australia. Now, you'll see BYD's got they have their own battery, residential batteries. They also have they paired them a lot with Fronius inverters, but you'll actually also see BYD cells in GoodWe batteries. So you can see there's a lot of cross pollination with these manufacturers all over. Now the third one is EVE, one of the biggest, the third primarily biggest, I believe, in China as well. So these guys are in a lot of EVs, and they also power SIG energy cells and Power Plus energy cells. They also are used in some of Pylontech's cells as well, in some of Pylontech's batteries. So a lot of off-grid builds. They are also in a lot of commercial builds. So they are one of the most cost-effective lithium cells that you can buy in Australia. They're also in Douye batteries. So they'll be in heaps and heaps and heaps of batteries of the cost-effective kind. So the thing is, a decade ago, China actually had a mixed reputation for manufacturing batteries. You could find world-class products, but also you could find the worst products that you could find in the world. But fast forward to today, and pretty much all the top tier manufacturing factories in China will beat Japan, Korea, US, Europe. They'll beat these factories. They have better manufacturing quality assurances, they have better technology, they have better automation in these factories. So there's this change is because China's been able to secure so much investment from overseas that they've updated all their factories with AI, and robotics. So you don't doesn't matter what kind of robot or where the robot is, it's just going to be made in. You can make the robots in China, or you can make them somewhere else, and they can bring them to the Chinese factory, and it's the same robot making them anywhere in the world. So as long as these global partnerships and the certifications, the international certifications like ISO 9001, as long as these ones are all in line through their manufacturing, then they should be able to produce the best, some of the best quality equipment. Not every Chinese battery is top tier. There are a lot of grey market products out there that you don't actually know what's in them. They cut corners in testing, casing, sealing, thermal management as well. So that's why branded distributor choice is critical in Australia. So Australia's role might surprise you, as most of the lithium is actually exported to China. There is export, not restrictions. There's export. Uh, there's actually export discounts to China, so it will be a free export to China. There's no import duties paid on lithium from China and battery equipment, so it's actually quite cost effective to send lithium and then a final product coming over back to Australia. So the key, there are lots of different, aside from lithium, there are other things like cobalt, nickel, manganese, graphite, and phosphate that they'll import from other countries. But now a lot of the LFP don't actually have cobalt from Congo, which is the very unethical sourced cobalt, but you won't find cobalt in any of the LFP batteries nowadays. I don't really want to go into exactly how they make a battery with cathodes and anodes and the chemistry and the scientific jargon, because batteries are changing so rapidly, like all technologies are, and that one day it's going to be different than the next. So um, it doesn't really matter. A glass of water is a battery. It's a storage piece of storage, right? There is your water, your glass of water is storing something, and there's energy in that water. So technically, your glass of water is a battery as well. So it's just not as refined. So forget the how batteries are made and what they're made of. It's more the quality assurance and the testing and the facilities and these types of things that are actually going to be more pivotal and important to the quality. So how does distribution work in Australia? Well, like I said, there's actually discounts that the Australian government have with the Chinese government to bring in duty-free batteries to Australia, which is fantastic. And then if it's not direct to a manufacturer over here in Australia, it will be sent to a distributor and they will buy at bulk in scale these battery systems for you. So there's big names like supply partners GreenTech, and they have warehouses all across Australia to ensure compliance with the CEC, the NCTCC, any standards as well. They can train, help installers on providing the correct installation, warranty support and technical help as well for anybody. So these distributors also are another middleman for you to engage with to help you buy the right battery and to ensure that your warranty and who your distributors so these guys are generally the forgotten middleman between the installer and you, and so they actually play a pivotal and important role. So if something goes wrong with your battery, a reputable distributor can make those claims for you as well on behalf of the installer if the installer doesn't want to do that, or if they disappear. So you could also talk to the manufacturer themselves, but if you don't get any help from them, then it will also fall on the distributor as well. The key takeaways, right? The cells inside matter just as much as the brands as well on the outside, and there are other componentries on top of the battery cells. The casings, the BMS, the hybrid inverters on top, or the inverters on top, and then the EMS systems that will function over the top of that, and then the software that functions over the top of that as well. So top tier battery manufacturing cell manufacturers, they're the important key part of your battery. So if they're not made by one of those key manufacturers in China, and then they've got some other componentries that are not that are unfamiliar, then that could be made in another country, and there is that grey market. There is that grey market risk that you run if you have componentries coming in all over the place. So ask your installer who your distributor is. That's very important as well, because they also make some of the safest bets as well.